Are you interested in getting into whiskey, but you're traumatized from your childhood from these four brands? Well, I got some alternatives that are budget friendly from these distilleries to get you started with. If you want to know what them are, go ahead and stick around.
Metal and whiskey song!
All right, like I said, you're interested in getting started into drinking whiskey? I got some alternatives to these four distillers right here. These all alternatives are budget friendly. They do come from these distilleries, and it's just a good way to get started. So, speaking of that, let's go ahead and get started with good old Jack Daniels. Start off with here for about $35. You can get this old Jack Daniels Bonded. It's a lot richer, more oak forward. Got them caramels and spices in there. Like I said, about 35 bucks, 100 proof. It does follow the Bottle Bond Act, which is still in the same season, one distillery, 4 years old and 100 proof, man. So you can't go wrong with that. This is 80 proof, 100 proof. So you got a good jump there. That next one here would be a good old Jack Daniels single barrel select. That's basically the same as this, but this is like a blend of a bunch of barrels. This is a single barrel. This particular one comes in at 94 proof. Like I said, richer, darker, more oak. Get that caramel spice. Jack Daniel's known for having this little banana note to it. Absolutely amazing there. So there's your Jack Daniels for you. That next one we coming up on, Evan Williams, Jack Daniel's evil cousin. I've had a few run-ins with that myself, but if you think that's a little harsh, man, here's a great alternative. That would be Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. These things run anywhere from $20 to $25 depending on where you're at. Again, that Bottled and Bond Act, 4 years old, 100 proof, same season, same distiller, and what have you. So this would be a great alternative to that good old Evan Williams there. That next one up on the list is good old Jim Beam. That was one of my grandfather's favorite whiskeys right there. These ones you can't go wrong with here. Great alternative to this old Jim Beam, which is also 80 proof. We're going to jump that proof up quite a bit, but man, you can't go wrong with this shit. This is good old Granddad 114. Made at the same distillery. I don't know all the mash bills and what have you, but that is 114 proof old Granddad. Now, if you're thinking like the old Granddad basic shit, man, push that aside. Pick you up one of those, rich, thick, full of flavor. And this next one just happens to be what's in my glass here. Oh, man, that's good shit. This is one of my favorite products that Jim Beam puts out. Went and did a barrel pick myself. That's good old Knob Creek. It's a 9-year, 100 proof. Just absolutely amazing, man. So these are some great alternatives. This here, anywhere from 25, 30 bucks. This one here running about that $30, $35, depending on where you're at and what store you go to. So for as far as Jim Beam goes, it's a great alternatives right here. Good old Jim Beam, 114, and good old Knob Creek 9. And that last one we're going to get into, so good old Wild Turkey. I'm sure we've had some parties with some Wild Turkey that have messed you up pretty good. It isn't that as bad. These are all good whiskeys, man, but like I said, if you're traumatized from your childhood, you want something better to start off with, these alternatives definitely have a lot more flavor for you. So that first one for Wild Turkey, we're going to go with Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which is also a barrel proof at 116.8. but the amount of flavor that's in that is basically this. These are, like I said, these basic ones are blended, 80 proof. This one here is a single barrel. It is not proof down. Well, it's probably proof down to 116. But these are amazing, full of flavor compared to these. What did I say? This was 80 proof. I stand corrected. That's 81 proof. And the next one comes from the same distillery. You can find these on the shelf pretty much anywhere as well. That's good old Russell Reserve 10-year. He's running a little bit, higher in price, maybe 35, 40 bucks. It all depends on where you get it from. So, again, a lot of flavors. They do have different characteristics, man. These are great ones to get started with. If you want something a little alternative to that, try to get these where you can see them all, I guess. Russell's. I'll figure it out afterwards. So those are the 4 basic distilleries of their basic crap that I was trying to give you alternatives to get you started on your journey. Um, I do have a couple bonus bottles here. They are from different distilleries. They will give you a different flavor profile as well, but they're ones you just really can't go wrong with. At the moment, you can get this bottle, 1 liter, early times, bottled in bond. And it definitely has to be this one because that other early times is just pure garbage. Again, that bottle and bond act, we've gone over that. If you want to know more about bottle and bond, you can Google that, get more details. So that's a good one. That one cost me about $24. You get a whole liter as of right now. So apparently they're going to be switching that off into a smaller square style bottle. I don't know if the juice will stay the same or what have you, but you see those, pick them up. It's great starters, great sippers, great drinkers. This one here is what I actually started with probably back in 2013, 2012, somewhere in there. I absolutely couldn't stand Jack, Jim, Wild Turkey. I was a traumatized adolescent from those whiskeys. But I was a cab driver, believe it or not. One of my fares I picked up weekly and then take him to the grocery store and to the liquor store. He came out, gave me a bottle of this as a tip. This is what I started on. Good old Buffalo Trace. It's definitely got a lot of that caramels and spices, and I get a lot of butter, like buttered caramel, and a nice little finish with some almond. So this is definitely a great starter. Those are like 25, 30 bucks, depending on where you're at as well. And this last alternative bottle that comes out of Old Forester, it's closer to that $45, $50 range. That's good Old Forester, 1910. That is one of my favorite Old Forester products. Um, it's like real thick, viscous. Like I said, a lot of flavors. It also has that banana note, like with Jack Daniels and what have you. So here's just some bottles. I'm going to give you alternatives to the basic distillery releases. You know, hopefully you can pick some of these up. Don't feel too bad about getting them. Get you started on your whiskey journey. Once you can get through all these, man, it'd be a great opportunity for you to figure out. I'll have different mash bills. It'd be a great time for you to figure out which flavor profiles you like best and have that ability to choose from the same company. Evan Williams does have more, but they have like a 12-year, 23-year. They do produce some other ones, which I don't quite have at this particular point in time. But that's a good list for you to start with to get into your journey. Hope you enjoy. If you have any others that you would recommend, go ahead and leave a comment down below. See what uh, you're interested in or what you think is a good starter bourbon and or whiskey. Until next time, man. Thanks for sticking around. Cheers.